Did you guys watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta? What do you guys think? Hi. There's a couple of things I can't wait to talk about that you guys didn't see in the episode. You know, everything doesn't make the edit. So there may be some confusion. Hi. Hi, you guys. Happy Sunday. All right, I'm just waiting for her to request in so we can chat. I don't see her yet. Hold on a second. How are you guys doing out there with the quarantine? Hold on one second. All right, so babe, I'm live. How do I didn't see notifications saying that she requested yet. Oh, right there. Wait. Okay. Hi, I think I'm about to connect with Lene from Hollywood Life.
Girl. Hey.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my God, how are you? You are literally the only one getting me dressed in this quarantine, let me tell you.
No, I got extra stuff for you as well.
Oh my God, we are getting dressed up for each other. I was texting with my friend. I go, you know what? I'm going for like a beach vibe tonight. I'm going to pretend I'm at the beach. I'm supposed to go to Mexico next week. Not happening. So we're taking.
The hair's giving me beach girl.
Yes, we're
all right,
taking.
So you watch the show? Let's jump into it.
Girl, can I just tell you, I'm living for this virtual reunion. It is Emmy-worthy TV. So I heard you tell Mike when I was joining that you can't wait to talk about some things. So what can't you wait to talk about?
Well, one of the things that I didn't get to, I just want to make sure this one thing is clear. And this was the thing where Portia brought up these receipts where Kenya was like, according to Portia, saying all these things like she was going to take me out and, just like this really like, crazy stuff that sounded like pretty bad stuff to hear from your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got the receipts and when Andy got the receipts, none of that stuff was in there. There was nothing about her taking me out or any of those things. It was pretty much her venting to Portia about how she felt about a scene that even I did, and she felt like I didn't have her back. So she was just basically, in her feelings, which is fine. She can be in her feelings. Like, I don't have an issue with that. That's not a reason for, there's a difference between someone trying to take you out and has all this ill intent for you and them being in their feelings about something. And everything that was on those receipts were conversations that Kenya and I had already had as well. She had called me and was like, oh, I felt like you should have did this. And I didn't like when Eva said that. Like, we had already had those conversations. So it wasn't anything new or anything that damaging. And I was really surprised because, honestly, I was like afraid to look at the receipts. I was like, oh, my God, because I'm really close to Kenya on and off the show. So, are you freezing? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
So I was like, I didn't know what I was going to see with these receipts. I was like, oh my God, like if Portia's sending this and she's sending it at the reunion, this must be really, really bad. So I was really afraid to even get the receipts. So when I got them, I was like, what in the world has Kenya told Portia? And when I saw them, I just felt like none of the things that she said was actually there. It was really her talking about Eva and then being in her feelings. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. And that's why I'm still friends with Kenya because
you just checked off questions 1 through 3 for me right now.
No, I just wanted to get that straight because here's the thing. Like, I have no reason. Like, I'm in a really good place with most of the ladies on the show, even Nene at this point. So I don't really just have to be friends with someone who just doesn't want to be friends with me or just, is going to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? So, who would want to do that? So our relationship is very misunderstood, but, Kenya's never publicly dragged me or said anything crazy about me on social media. You don't have any interviews that you've ever done with her, can pull any up where she, has done anything to me. I don't agree with everything that she does on the show, but at the end of the day, anything that concerns Cynthia, we talk about it. You guys can do a whole episode of Kenya apologizing for anything that she's ever done that I didn't feel was something a friend should have done. So we can move on from that, but I wanted to make that clear.
Thank you for clearing that up. Can you share what's on the receipts? Because it looked like only Andy got them. So, but I think viewers would love to know what the receipts said.
Let's see, can I pull them up? They were like kind of hard to read, but it was like pretty much her venting about, well, her and Eva were not in a good place, so she wasn't checking for Eva. So she was like, and I think, obviously Portia wasn't checking for Eva this season, so they were having their little rant together, and then she was like, yeah, and I felt like Cynthia should have, like, depended me more, and, when it comes to Eva, she just gives Eva a pass or whatever it was. Like that was it wasn't even worth sending. Like, we can really honestly move on. I think I've cleared it up. I'd like to actually move on to the cookie lady situation.
Shall we?
I'm not trying
Question
to
next
for you, but I really wanted to get this straight. I really just want to get it straight, and I really don't want to talk about it anymore because I have moved on. It is what it is, but I hate being misunderstood. I hate when people think that I just want to be friends with a bunch of assholes, and I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
thank you, next. Thank you, next.
Right, the cookie lady thing, and this is another thing. I think Portia was really trying to get some clarity of my involvement in it. I've always said from the beginning, I absolutely said in a scene for the cookie lady to come to Brooklyn's party. I've never denied that. It was Kiki at that time. It was way early in the filming. Tanya's not a housewife. I didn't really think it was ever going to be a thing, but I said, I've always said I said. And then after that, I've never had anything else to do with it. I was done with it. I don't have an issue with Tanya. I've never had an issue with Tanya. I think her and her relationship with the man is great. They're happy, couples goals and all that stuff. And I wish them well. The only thing that I had a problem with was when Kenya and Tanya did start to have an issue of, the whole wig thing. That's what ignited the cookie thing back up. Otherwise, honestly, I don't think Kenya ever would have brought it up because we had shot that scene months and months ago. Right. And on the show, people often, come up to us and they always try to have, they always try to give us dirt on the girls and stuff. And you can't show any episodes where I'm really like, oh, let me go find this person that reached out to me and try to expose somebody. Like, I don't do that. That's not who I am. Never done it. And that's probably why people probably say I may be one of the boring ones on the show because I really don't do all that stuff. So and I never will. So with that said, I'll just say this. At the end of the day, I was just disappointed that in that scene, it was like a whole thing with Kenya and I, but we really had a heated argument. We fell out. We didn't even film together for like a couple of weeks after that because I was so pissed off that she put me in that position where she actually brought this girl, and I had no idea that she was going to do that. And Tanya knows all of this information. Tanya's known everything regarding the cookie lady. Any information I had, Tanya has always known it. So she's never blindsided by me in any way. And she knows that. So it was a little disappointing that she never felt the need to really make it public on any of her platforms or her social media. How that scene really went down. It wasn't like even I was just sitting there eating cookies like a bunch of assholes. We were completely supportive of her. And, like I said, King and I fell out, but they didn't show any of those things. And the way that works, I've been on the show. This is my 11th season. If I do a scene with you and it's a scene, and we've all had uncomfortable scenes on the show, and I'm upset, and you console me and you have given me heads up or whatever it is you have done to make me feel comfortable, to make me feel like you are supportive of me, and then when it comes on, none of that stuff is in there, then it's my responsibility to say, what, that was really a fucked up scene, and I was really pissed off, and I was really mad to be in that position, but I gotta say, Lene, I really appreciate you trying to comfort me and make sure I felt okay, and I really appreciate all the heads up you always gave me, whatever. None of that. Mm-hmm. So it's very confusing to the viewers because they look at it like, well, why would anyone just sit there and just try to be mean to this woman who is one of the nicest people that I know, Right. So it just doesn't make sense. And like, why would we do that for what? Like, it just, so anyway, so that just kind of filling in the blanks on that. And that just really hurt my feelings. So I really want to make sure that is clear. And that's the deal on that. So do you want to ask some questions now that I want to clear the
Yeah,
air?
no, I'm like, gee, well, I'm like, there's still so much to get that. I mean, the virtual reunion is just like, you ladies look stunning in the white. I'm so here for it. I
Thank
feel like
you.
everyone needs a virtual reunion now. I mean, everyone was nervous, but I have to say, you ladies have upped the game
Thank
beyond.
you. It was the first
Um,
one, so it was pretty epic, and we were really concerned. And I was really, ideally in person. There's nothing like us doing it in person because
no.
the clothes, the dresses, everything becomes a bigger deal, and people wait all year for it. But I felt like Bravo, kudos to Bravo and Truly Original for pulling it off. And it was a lot of work for us. Kudos to the cast because they
Totally.
literally sent us a box of supplies and was like, work it out. You're your own production team. Make this happen. For
Right.
national television. So I thought everybody did a great job.
Well, I think it's interesting because I didn't know that you wouldn't film with Kenya for a few weeks, but you guys are good. You guys have talked. You guys are cool now.
We talk all the time. I mean, that's
Right.
the one thing I can say about Kenya is when we have conflict, you can go back and find plenty of footage of her always apologizing. You know what I'm saying? Like she's always going to try to make it right. I mean, and Kenya doesn't have to do that. She doesn't do that with everybody. If she doesn't want to be my friend, I'm not holding Kenya hostage. She don't have to be friends with me. So obviously she feels invested in this friendship and wants to be friends with me. Otherwise, she would be like, go screw yourself. I'm not going to apologize, and I don't want to be friends with you. Like nobody has to be friends outside of the show. We all are in the same circle on the show, but certainly it speaks volumes, in terms of the people who actually hang out outside of the cameras.
Right, right. And speaking of Kenya, what did you think about Andy? Andy's exact quote was that she was out for effing others' businesses, but not for hers the same.
Well, I can say when it comes to brands, okay, because there was another issue that I had with Kenya, the Bailey wine seller. Kenya has made it very clear that she does not want anyone messing with her brand,
But she
especially as
messes
it
with
relates.
others.
Absolutely, Kenya more hair care. So with that said, yeah, that's not how it works. If you can, throw it out there and throw shade, then everybody else has the right to do so as well.
Right.
When she came to Marlo's event, like I honestly thought, like, and everybody, and they showed it on the show when Kenya came in with that marching band. We're making a TV show, okay? I don't think Kenya would have showed up with a damn marching band in real life. Let's just be very clear. Nobody's stupid, okay? All right. So when she showed up in the sake of entertaining everybody that watches the Real Housewives of Atlanta and gets their life
I
on
was
drama,
entertained.
okay, was entertaining, and it was funny because it was like, oh my god, like she just is the one that's going to push the envelope and just do something that no one else does, which is why she has a place on this show, and I don't think anybody can replace Kenya because no one does what Kenya does, and it was just funny. And in the beginning, Marlo was even a good sport about it, and she was laughing about it. Portia literally fell out on the floor. I'd like to pick her up, Chad. She literally fell out laughing. It was just hilarious. And then at the end of the day, I mean, I felt like that was going to be like, okay, girl, here's my shade. It's all about how you end it. You have wigs, I have edges. Actually, the two products could actually live together. They actually could do a collaboration if they were smart. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So, but whatever. Everybody got their life when it came on, and then it's like, oh, well, whatever, whatever. And again, we all laughed, and I thought it was fun shade, and that was that. In terms of the Bailey wine cellar, Kenya started that whole thing. The whole reason why we even went. We could have be clear. The trip to Greece was Kenya and Candy's Greece. The trip to Greece was Kenya and Candy's trip. Kenya or Candy both have businesses and products that I'm sure they would love to promote. So they didn't really have a reason to really even talk about wine in Greece, to be honest. So to me, my friend told me, hey, I'm going to make sure we go to a winery in Greece. I'm going to make sure we do all these things to promote your business because she is very supportive of my business. And
Mm-hmm.
when that happened, I'm still in the mindset, oh, cool. Well, wow. It's not even my trip. It was my trip. Of course, we would be at all the wineries in Greece for sure, or the vineyards and stuff. So anyway, so child, we end up going, and I'm still riding on the high. I'm having fun. I'm drinking. We're having a blast. I'm laughing with Portia going back and forth. In the beginning, it's like I'm fine. Again, I don't take myself that seriously. I'm fine with fun shades. So all the like back and forth, like, oh, well, let's do a little wine quiz. I was fine with all of that. It just went on too long, and then it got to the point where it, I felt like, okay, is this is going on too long. Now it's not cool. and she never, her recovery was never at any point saying, okay, you guys know Cynthia's my girl, and I'm just giving her a hard time because that's what we do, and it is what it is. Her place is great, and she has great wines. None of that never happened at the end, and that's where it was wrong, and that's where I had the issue. I've had plenty of businesses. I open up a business every year on the show, and girls throw shade all the time, and I'm completely fine with it. But the girls that are my friends on the show, you can make fun and we can crack jokes about our different businesses. But at the end of the day, you still have to have respect for the business, and you have to make that part clear to go along with the joke. Otherwise, it comes off as disrespectful. And I know that when it comes to her hair care line, I would never, like, if I threw fun shade or whatever by King More Hair Care, there's no way I would ever do that and not end it with, you know what, real talk, she has a great product, you guys need to go and support. It is what it is. That's just how you do it, and you just move on.
Right. Speaking of moving on, tonight got really shady between Nene and Candy. They had to be muted. Nene
Oh
walks out or he walks away from the computer again.
yeah.
What do you think about this fight? And then I don't know if you saw Nene's kind of shady social media post to Candy today, but like, what do you make of all of this?
Oh, the birthday post.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really use social media for anything except positivity and promotion for anything that I'm doing, to be honest. So, I mean, it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise. I mean, Nene is Nene. I mean, it's like, I wasn't like, oh my God, had somebody else done it, I maybe would have been surprised. But no, I didn't, wasn't surprised at all. And in terms of Candy and Nene's relationship, from what I can tell from the outside looking in, it just seems like they just never meshed. It just never was a friendship that ever really caught on. And I actually felt like this season that it would, because Candy actually was the first one to shoot with Nene this season. And she was, really telling me that, Nene, she was the one telling me Nene was in therapy and this, that, and the other. So I was like, okay, so this will be the season that Nene and Candy actually, cultivate like a real friendship. So I'm surprised it kind of just went to the left. So I don't really know what to say or think or where they're at, but it doesn't look like they're they're in a good place. And I don't foresee it really changing. So.
Do you think Nene walking out again in this episode, like, do you understand why she did it? Were you surprised? What did you ladies like talk about in between the breaks, if you guys could? I don't know if you were muted, but like, what did you think about her walking out yet again?
Well, I wasn't happy about anybody really. Just walking out of the scene because you just don't want to be there anymore is kind of like, we're at work, we're shooting a show. So I would have loved to walk out and maybe taken a nap for a couple of hours and came back if we can just walk out. So, just from a professional standpoint, I just thought, you know what? The longer everybody stays in their seat and tries to contribute and really engage in the show, the more episodes we're going to get. And the more episodes we get, the more money we get. So Nene walking out probably cost us an episode because she wasn't there the whole time that Yvonne came. And that is coming up next week. And I felt like that was her opportunity to, clear her name. And there was a lot of stuff in, I don't even think we got to Nene's package because she left. And, there was some things that, she was in my package, some things that I wanted to talk about, to get straight and just, let the fans know, where we were and, be a little more specific about some of the things that, were going on with us, but we never got to because when she left, we just kind of didn't talk about it. And we didn't stop. We didn't take a break. We just kept going, and just left her square empty, which I thought was crazy.
So what's going on with next season? Because, Atlanta's opening, but, the ladies that I have talked to are like, I'm not filming, I'm not going out. You're in California. Like, is there anything that you can share about next season? And are you hoping to come back? Because, you're bi-coastal lady nowadays.
Right now, Atlanta is opening up. California is still closed. I am, well, for the most part, I am still here in Los Angeles quarantining with my family until Atlanta's like really safely open. I don't want to run to Atlanta and just be stuck quarantining by myself because, there may be a second wave or whatever's going on. I just want to give it some more time And in terms of who's coming back, who's not coming back, no one that I've talked to, and I talked to Eva, Candy, and Kenya on the regular. No one's gotten any letters back yet. So we'll probably be getting those in the next couple of weeks for sure, at least after the next reunion. Then we'll know, what's happening with that. But as far as I'm concerned, when things kind of like, get to a stable place in Atlanta and I feel comfortable going back, I do plan on going back to Lake Bailey in a couple of weeks. And, we'll see what happens.
Okay, and give us a wedding
The wedding,
update.
on the other hand, is something I'm really trying to figure out if I want to move forward with the wedding. 10, 10, 20 was our perfect date, but now I honestly don't know if it's so perfect. And I don't want to really just force the wedding just because we set the date. I really feel like, Mike and I've been talking about, should we just do it and do it small and then do some kind of renewal, vow renewal? Like, I don't know. We're trying to figure it out, but I don't want to just be like stuck with this date just because we have it. If people are going to show up to the wedding with a mask on and, people don't feel comfortable being close to other people, because we have like 250 people on this wedding list that we would
Right.
like to have there to celebrate this, with us. And so I don't know. We have everything in place, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to call it. But for right now, everything is still a go for 10, 10, 20.
Okay, so if you can't do the big wedding, do you think you're gonna do like just like a small thing at home, or do you think you'll wait, or you're just gonna make the decision in a few weeks still?
I don't know. For right now, we're still planning on doing the big shebang in
Okay.
Atlanta on 10, 10, 20. That could all change in the next couple of weeks. You're just going to have to wait and see, because I don't know. I don't know what the world's going to say. It's in God's hands. And the good news is, wedding or no wedding, Mike and I are, very happy together. And, you know, I mean, I feel like I'm married already now in this damn quarantine. That's for sure. This is almost like worse than being married because like, if I was married in the regular world, I could actually go out and hang out with my girlfriends every now and then. But we're good. Like, there's no pressure on this end. I'm going to do whatever. Going to do whatever we feel like is the right thing for us to do.
Good. Well, I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed for you. I think I told you, you have the same wedding date that Kelly Dodd had.
Oh yeah, I do know that. I do know
Yeah.
that. I know a lot of other people that had weddings around that time. Wedding dates around that time have already postponed their weddings for sure. A lot of people
Yeah.
have postponed them. So
Yeah. A lot of people have. I mean, it's a hard decision. I think a lot of people are postponing weddings, and there's just so many things, and everything's up in the air. So I'm
yeah,
fingers crossed that everything works out in your favor. And what can you tease for part three? Like who's gonna walk out again? I mean, I don't know how you can top the first
I
two
don't
parts of
know.
the
I don't think
reunion.
Nene ever came back. I don't know how they're gonna edit it, but I don't think she came back. I don't think so.
Oh, she
She was
doesn't
gone.
come back?
I don't. And when we shot it, I don't remember her coming back. Now I don't know if they're going. I don't know how that's gonna work. All I know is when she left that last time, she just never came back. So, but actually, that was something that's funny that did happen. But you
Whoa.
guys have to wait to see that next week. But I think I don't know. I'm trying to think what's coming up next, because, like I said, Nene's package doesn't really come up because she's not there. But Yvonne does come, and that's the whole snake egg thing was like a huge topic this season, and something that involved me very heavily. So I really wanted to get to the bottom of it, and we were never really able to get to the bottom of it during the season. And I just would like to just know what that was all about at the end of the day, because I'm
When was
still a
last
little confused. So.
when was the last time that you talked to Nene Leakes?
Um, Probably last time we filmed together at Candy's baby shower.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah.
about Portia?
I've texted back and forth with Portia
So
since
you
then.
guys are okay.
Yeah, we're cool. Portia
You're
and I are
cool.
cool. I
So
mean,
you're cool with everything but Nene.
I Well, I'm cool with Nene. Nene and
Yeah.
I are in a, the only thing I ask for from Nene at this point is just respect for the relationship, for
Do
what
you
we
feel
have.
you have that though? Do you feel she
I
gives you
do.
the respect? You do. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't had any issues with her. She hasn't, we kind of were in a place where, we just don't really try to bring each other up for press stuff unless it's, cool for the most part. Like we get asked about each other a lot. And then what happens is it always ends up, seem, coming off like we're always talking about each other when we don't ask the questions. Like literally, if you don't ask me about Nene, I would never just bring her up to you. Just
Right. I
bring,
think the fans like want to know, like what's going on with 50
right.
Cent and Nay, or is it 50
Yeah,
Cent?
I like where we are. We are in a place of respect, and if it could ever be more than that down the road, then I'm not closed to anything. The door is not closed, but at the
Right.
same time, I'm cool where we are. We I had fun shooting with her toward the end of the season. You guys saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we don't talk outside of filming, and that's okay because a lot of girls don't talk outside of filming. It just
Okay.
is what it is.
So every time I'm looking at the comments, no joke, I'm seeing the name Bring Back Phaedra Parks. Do you think the cast needs a shakeup? Because Nene's been very vocal about it, so I'd love to get your take on a cast shakeup and who you'd like to see come back, if anybody, or some fresh blood.
I mean, I'm not opposed to a cast shakeup. I'm just never going to be one of the ones that's going to ever publicly say who I think didn't deserve a peach anymore or who, whatever. I'm not in the business of trying to put out there. I'm not trying to get anyone fired from their job. I can just say that. When the executives at Bravo feel like it's time to go or shake it up, then they can do whatever they want to do. But it's always good to bring in some new blood. That's why it's great having the friends and stuff on the show because they actually shoot a lot with us. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's not like whether they're housewives or not, they go on the trips. They are around a lot, and then interesting content comes up sometimes. Just even having different people on the show in regards to Phaedra coming back on the show. I mean, I think if you want to, like, I think we can play with a lot of different girls on the show. I think Sheree is fun to come back and play with on the show. You know what I mean? Um, I've heard Kim Zolciak name as well. I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, when girls take a stand and say they want to do a shakeup, I think everybody's open to a shakeup as long as they're not being one of the ones that's being shook out. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I don't think Nene's point is like she would like to lose her job and then have a shakeup. I think as long as she still has her job, then yeah,
Yeah.
sure, let's shake it up. But if it means you're getting fired, then you probably don't want to do a shakeup. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
so,
Right.
so to that point, yeah, they can shake it up as long as they want to, as long as I'm good.
As
Until I
long as
want to
you're
be, don't
good.
want, yeah. Until I don't want to be here anymore, yeah, shake it up. They can bring
Shake it
everybody
like a
that's
salt
ever been,
shaker.
yeah. They can bring everybody that's ever been a housewife back for all I care, as long as I
Oh
still
my
have my
God.
job for as long as I would like it. Yeah, let's shake it up. Why not?
Amen. Well, I think that's a great note to end on. I have to tell you that I had a great chat with Vicky Gunvalson, and we were talking about how
I
obsessed
love
we are with
Vicky.
you. She's obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you. You, me, her, and Tamara, we're going out when this is over. We're going to the
Oh, we're
Quiet
so
Women.
going out for
We
sure.
are so going out. Vicky and I were
For
just
sure.
talking about, and Tamara, just how much we love
No, no,
you.
no. I love all those girls. I love all those girls, and I am. There's been a lot of talk about like, me transitioning to Beverly Hills as well, and I'm quite friendly with a lot of the ladies on Beverly Hills as well. And I don't know what the future holds for me. All I know is whatever God wants Cynthia Bailey to do, that's what I will do. I'm not. I've been on the show 11 years. I never signed on to be on it for the rest of my life, so I don't worry about it. When the network feels like it's time for me to go, I'll go. And I would like to at least show where I'm at in my life with my wedding right now, but I'm pretty good. They've Bravo's been good to me. Truly Original has been good to me, and I'm happy. And there is life after the show. I have a lot of other things
Right.
I do other than the show. So it's good. It's good. But in terms of my cast, wherever I'm at with the girls, it always goes up and down. For the most part, I'm in a good place with everyone. I love those girls. I love like Bailey. I love Atlanta. Mike actually loves Atlanta. He's like, I think if he was ever allowed to do his job in Atlanta, I think he would like want to move in like 2 seconds. But I think ideally we would always do both places because that's just our life. Even before I met Mike, I was going to get a place out in Los Angeles. A lot of the girls actually, when we're not filming, have business in Los Angeles because this is where all our agents are. You know, we're all in the entertainment industry. You know, we do other things. So we're all in bi-coastal relationships to some degree because they spend just as much time in Los Angeles as I do, especially when there's like, you know, not like a virus and all that stuff going on. But it's all good. It's
Yes.
good. It's good.
Well, you're glowing, and thank you so much for your time. Tell Mike hello. And I can't wait to see you hopefully soon.
I know, right? I know. I can't wait to
Hopefully.
see you as well. And
Yeah.
I appreciate you
Appreciate
checking in
you.
with me as
Always.
always.
As
And
always. It's so good to see you and catch up. We'll talk very soon, and we will see each other at the Quiet Woman.
yes, we will. All right. Love you.
All right. Have
Take
a
care.
good one, my dear.
All
Love
right. Bye,
you.
you guys.
Bye.